Hola amigos, hi friends, welcome back to Laptop Seniors. We are here at Los Tulas Resort in Puerto Vallarta.
And this video is all about Puerto Vallarta for retirement, the why and the where. Okay?
Yeah, so please always take it with a grain of salt. We come to you with our opinions. Maybe a lot of them align with your ideals, which is great, but maybe you could also butt them against our differences to make your own decision.
Of all the places in Mexico that we've been, which has been a lot, I was counting them up, Puerto Vallarta, of all of them, is the one that has risen to the top. And although Mexico City, for me, is really close. It's really close.
Yeah.
I love Mexico City.
Yeah, and San Miguel de Allende, that's pretty sweet as well, and lots of expats, lots of North Americans settle there too.
Yeah, kind of expensive though, too. I mean, you're pretty much kind of at North American prices, almost. So, anyway, enough of that. You get the background. Puerto Vallarta. This is going to be a rambling sort of video. We're going to be all over the place. But it'll all be about Puerto Vallarta, and hopefully you'll get a good feel for it.
Puerto Vallarta sits on the Pacific Ocean in a bay. It's the Bahia de Banderas. And I believe this is one of, or the biggest and deepest bays in the world.
Really?
Which is, yeah, really cool.
I did not know that.
One of the reasons we love it here is because of the bay, because where we are sitting right now in the hotel zone, we are up on one side, and when you're looking at the ocean, you're not just looking straight out at water and horizon, which is not to be demeaned, but you're also seeing the activity and the lights and the mountains on the other side of the bay, so the views are spectacular. The mountains are all around the city too.
So like any retirement community, and where would you want to retire to, the question becomes why? Why Puerto Vallarta? Almost anything you read or watch on TV or whatever, the safest place in Mexico is Puerto Vallarta. This is like the safest city. And we've always felt safe here, other than the first time. And the first time we came here, the only reason we didn't quite feel safe is because you don't know where you are. You know, after being there the first time, it's like, oh, okay, got it. You know, it's much like Panama or any place that you go, you're not quite sure. And then you get used to the place, you understand everything. So the second, third, fourth, fifth times, you know, this tends to be a very safe city. So safety is a big one. You're in Mexico, things are cheaper. Some places here are similar pricing almost to North America, you know, or high-end restaurants and that type of stuff. But for the most part, overall, you can definitely live cheaper here. The medical stuff is really good here. Like from here, where we're sitting right now, I would say I could hit a 3-iron and hit a hospital on the other side of those buildings. There's a massive hotel complex.
5-minute walk.
Yeah, here in the hotel zone, which is great. So, you know, if you worry about medical stuff, your heart attack, that type of stuff, good medical in Mexico overall. Ooh. So that's here.
Let me add something. We were here during COVID once, and actually both of us had gotten sick. And the concierge in the resort here called a doctor to come and see us here in the hotel. And it was very inexpensive. I don't know, I can't remember, maybe
much.
$50 or something. It was crazy cheap.
I don't even think it was that much.
Medical care is very available and pretty good.
And the last thing is, there's 500,000 people here roughly in the area, but a smaller portion of that are expats, people from the US, Canada, Europe, essentially English-speaking people. And they tend to congregate in particular areas, so it's easy to make friends, it's easy to be part of a community, and all of that. And if you really, really want to, you know, venture off and either go to, which is fun, super fun, or actually live in a very Spanish community, you can do that too. But there's a lot of places where you retire where, you know, it's hard to find expats, and this is not one of them. So easy friendship, good medical, cheap, and weather, and the weather is hot year-round, and it's safe. That's the why of why you would come here. There's a lot of other whys too,
And the airport is reasonably good. There's an international airport, and it's only 15 minutes from where we sit right now. So it's conveniently close to the hotel zone and some other areas we'll tell you about.
So that's the why you would want to be here, and then the question becomes where.
Area number 1 is Versalles. Now, the word looks like Versailles, which was the palace, still there, in Paris. But this is just pronounced different, being Spanish and all. Versalles. It's Puerto Vallarta's neighborhood that's absolutely exploding right now. If you read any article about Puerto Vallarta's rising stars, Versalles always tops the list.
Welcome to the first of the series on neighborhoods of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Thank you, Mexico Relocation Guide, for sponsoring this video. Keep watching for the great offer coming up.
These were being built when we were here the last time, 3 years ago. We actually went up to the top of that one there, and the whole thing was under construction, but you could see the view. This other one wasn't there at all.
This really is a residential area, free of hotels and most tourists.
You know, it's funny, after being here more than a few times, and here being Puerto Vallarta, normally you would probably see this as what you're seeing on camera, and you go like, ooh, I don't know if this is a safe area. I don't know if I should be walking in here. I would never walk here at night. All those things would run through your mind, except that having done this a bunch of times, it's really not a big deal. It's a pretty safe city, all in all. Organic. Okay. That's the word that sucks her in. If she sees the word organic or gluten-free, it's an immediate, I gotta go in there. If you're gonna live in Puerto Vallarta and you didn't want to do the tourist thing by, the romantic zona romantica, to me there's sort of like just two choices, either the marina or Versailles. I'm sure there's probably others, but of what we've seen, these are the two that we'd have no apprehension at all of living in. Something you'll notice as we're showing you video, there's actually houses here. All the other good areas of Puerto Vallarta, there's hardly any houses. Right down there, you can see at the end of the street with that yellow sort of high roof thing, that's the mall. That's the Plaza Caracol Mall, where the Soriana, the big grocery store, movies, bowling alley, or I guess you would say bowling lanes now, nobody says bowling alley, is there, and a bunch of other stuff. Hey, look at the little cat on the, either dead or asleep. Hopefully asleep.
Oh God, for a minute I thought it was dead.
Hi. Hi, kitty. Are you okay?
What's in here? Wow, somebody's got a lot of land. There's a lot of land, got the whole block here. Wow.
Of all the neighborhoods we're going to introduce you to, Versalles is the most central between them all.
Yeah, it's pretty much a 10-minute thing to anything. 10 minutes to Costco, 10 minutes to the beach, 10 minutes to the hotel zone. And you go a little bit farther, you can get out to the Marina Vallarta. If you're going to walk it, maybe 20 minutes. Same thing down to Zona Romantica. But then, of course, you just jump in an Uber, and it's like 3 or 4 minutes to either of those long places.
Oh my gosh, I think you would definitely jump an Uber. These streets here leading up to the Costco have some really beautiful homes if you start looking at them. This one looks amazing. Check it out. The street we're about to cross is called Havre. And I don't even know the name of the street we're on right now. But there are some really, really lovely, beautiful, well-designed homes here. And you'll notice they're pretty much all situated behind a wall. You know, this neighborhood actually reminds me of Buenos Aires, where you would walk in a residential area and all of a sudden you come upon a cute little cafe or a restaurant.
Yes, there's lots of them here.
Or Uruguay. There's a condo building. Look at this. But all that wire up there, wow. Okay, it's Rio Amarillo. Amarillo. Rio Amarillo. Nice. There are two very nice condo buildings right here, side by side. It's so interesting to see the different vehicles from the brands we're familiar with. This is called Robust. It's obviously a little Volkswagen pickup truck. Look at this place. We walked by it coming.
One of the great parts about watching this video, if you've never been to Puerto Vallarta and you're wondering about this area, you're seeing almost the entire area. It's not just one little section of Versalles. It's the north, the south, the east, the west. Maybe one or two little streets might be missing, but pretty much this is exactly what it looks like in total. So you get a really good feel for it right now.
And it's not a huge area, but this is very consistent throughout Versalles.
Yeah, when you're there, I think, pretty much hard not to like it, and like it a lot. One of the downsides of Puerto Vallarta, if you have a car, because it's pretty much almost all over the city, are the roads, because they're this. And therefore, everything is pretty darn bumpy. Now, not everything is beautiful, but little by little, it's actually a little faster than little by little. This whole area is getting turned over, and it's super gentrified. It's a very nice area right now. Here's another example of sort of like a tale of two neighborhoods. Here's an old thing that hasn't been knocked down or redone, or right next to it, two new condos, and right behind it, back in the distance, another brand new condo. Let's just see what's beyond this corner here. It is pointing at something. The more you go toward the Plaza Caracol, the nicer Versailles gets. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's really different, isn't it?
Yeah, can't tell if it's old and being redone or if they're just building it that way. Yeah. And more construction, as you can see. And down there, if you take it right down to the end of this street, is pretty much where the Costco is in La Comer, which is an amazing grocery store. A gigantic grocery store that gluten-free, all kinds of stuff. You know you're in civilization when there's a Costco. And this is the Costco in Puerto Vallarta, and it pretty much looks just like every other one. I thought this seemed interesting. This is 4 pounds of butter for 289 pesos, which works out to roughly $3.50 per pound US dollars.
La Comer, it's always a good first stop when you arrive in Puerto Vallarta. Just stock up on all the essentials. Barbecue that you're looking at now is a fantastic little restaurant. The food was so unique. Barbecued beef tacos was amazing.
It was, and they were really big plates too.
The chefs really brought this area to life.
Turning the camera off, you really get a feel for what it's like here. And there's more. Let's see what's in here. Ooh. This is older, but this is a cool looking house. And back to some of the old stuff.
I'm sure you've noticed there are a lot of gates and fences, and these homes are very, very secure. It feels like a very safe neighborhood all the way around. And you know, if you want to live in an area where you'll get to know your neighbors and they won't be tourists that are gone next week or next month or next year, I think this is the place.
Yeah, and if you had a family, this is one of the few places, that is, central to everything, and, it's kind of mid to upper scale where you could actually have a family and have a home.
A house.
As opposed to a condo.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of benefits to being in Versalles.
This is Calle Roma Street, or Roma Avenue, not quite sure which one it is. But anyway, it's Roma, and we're walking down toward Vienna. And this is where a lot of the restaurants and things are. Restaurants and shops and little grocery stores, tiendas. As you can see right here. It's a little older area, but it's a cool area. Yeah, tacos. Vagabundas. That's a restaurant, not open right now, but anyway, you can see down there, both sides, you can see the new condos that have been built. Palm trees on the top. Tortillas. This woman.
I'm not camera worthy today.
We're out here melting.
Get ready to save $100 right now. Pat is going to show you how.
A lot of people dream about moving to Mexico. Maybe for the sunshine, maybe for a slower, more affordable lifestyle, or maybe just for a fresh start. But when you actually start researching the move, you quickly realize there's a maze of information out there. Some good, some outdated, some flat out wrong. That's why so many people rely on MexicoRelocationGuide.com. It's become one of the most trusted places to get clear, accurate, real-world information about moving to Mexico. Not hype, just the facts you actually need. From visas and residency to healthcare and insurance to renting, buying, and understanding what day-to-day life is really like something simple like how do you get your pet there? What I like most is that it's forever. And every time they update any information, which is a lot, you instantly see it without having to pay another dime. And also, how much time it saves. Instead of trying to piece together things from random sources, everything is laid out step by step. And when you're ready, they connect you with vetted professionals, immigration experts, real estate contacts, insurance brokers, people who actually know what they're doing. They also offer relocation tours, so you can figure out what you'd actually like to do and where you'd like to live. And here's the bonus Vivi was mentioning. From now until December 2nd, 2025, $100 off their full relocation guide price when you use the link below. If moving to Mexico has been on your mind, this is a great chance to get solid information and save some money doing it.
Be sure to use our link in the show notes. If you do, you save $100 and our channel may receive a small commission, which helps to support us. Thanks so much.
So Puerto Vallarta, just to sum it up for those of you who've been bouncing around through the video, the why and the where. Why here, it's safe, it's cheap, there's good medical, the weather's great.
People are friendly.
And there's a pretty decent amount of expats here, so you're going to find friends easily. That's why you'd want to why. And it's really nice here. And then there's the where.
No, you missed the view. The views are spectacular.
It is spectacular,
Beautiful.
Especially if you're up on one of those hills looking down.
Thanks for giving us your time and attention. We love that you come back and visit us, and we hope you'll come back and see us again soon. Bye for now.
Ooh.